No one expected this, as it has showcased exactly how good the Rockets are. As we give you a breakdown of last night's game, including this performance that has H-Town talking. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Donovan Ricondo. Welcome to Rockets Digest once again. And for those of you that are not yet subscribed, that is 72.2% of you. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button below if you want to stay up to date on all of your Houston Rockets content, your favorite H-Town team. And today, we're talking about a huge win yesterday against the Phoenix Suns, against a pretty good Phoenix Suns team, 114-92. The Houston Rockets were able to pull away firmly in that fourth quarter. Were able to pull out the W, moving on to 11-4 on the season. I want to take a look at the stats from yesterday, and there was some, Kevin Durant was not playing, and so there was more playing time and more points to go around, and Amen Thompson was your leading scorer for the night, 28 points last night. Jabari Smith Jr. had himself a game with 17. Şengün, not the most crazy night for him. He didn't shoot the ball, maybe shoot the ball okay, right? Only 16 points yesterday, but the thing that stands out to me from yesterday's game, and I have been thinking about it all last night after watching that game, but Aaron Holiday had himself a game. His best game of the season so far, if you ask me. Plus 16 in terms of plus minus, so him on the court was immensely beneficial to this team coming off the bench. But he had himself 22 points in 27 minutes and 6 for 10 from three-point land. 60% from three is nothing to be ashamed of by any means. Now, Reed Sheppard didn't have himself that three-point night that he has been having the past few games, but that was all made up for with Aaron Holiday yesterday, absolutely catching on fire yesterday. Again, 22 points for Aaron Holiday, and this is the reason why you keep guys like him on the roster, right? There's a lot of discourse right now in terms of, like, is there a potential, is there a reality in where this team acquires another point guard? And that very well may be true. We still have a long time until the trade deadline, so anything can happen, especially in the NBA, especially because Luka got traded. Anything is on the table in terms of trades at this point. But there's a reason why Rafael Stone has this guy on the team, and it's for games like this. When other guys fail to show up or, are struggling, you can rely on a guy like Aaron Holiday to have himself a pretty solid game, a pretty solid shooting night for the Houston Rockets, and have them pull away for this victory against a really good Phoenix Suns team. So I wanted to give Aaron Holiday his flowers. He had an absolutely amazing game. He had a good game about 2 games ago that he did fantastic. And so him contributing these minutes with Kevin Durant out for this game, for the Suns game, and also for tomorrow night's game against the Golden State Warriors, having him provide those valuable minutes is exactly what this team is all about. The depth of this team is better than it was last year, right? Last year, 8-man rotation, not a lot of switching going on in terms of the playoff rotation. It was very strictly that 8-man, those 8 guys playing all 48 minutes. But this year, we're starting to see a little bit more. We're starting to see a little bit more contributions from other guys. You saw Reed Sheppard, stepping up this season. Aaron Holiday yesterday had himself his best game of the season. And so I see all these things, Clint Capella as well. We see all these things as good upsides for the Houston Rockets, and nothing less, right? Like, that is exactly what you want in the NBA to compete for a championship, is that depth. Are these veterans to kind of help these young guys to kind of find their groove and provide when necessary. Now, Şengün, again, didn't have an awesome night. He had a pretty good night, but not by no means, not the leading scorer, under 20, and Kevin Durant being out. And so these guys stepping up is what this team absolutely needed at this point in time. That wraps it up for Aaron Holiday. But now I want to talk about this little fun moment between Udoka and Dillon Brooks. I had a little bit of a kick at it, but this was after, I believe it was like a screen that kind of, knocks Steven Adams to the floor. Udoka calling timeout, kind of checking on Dillon Brooks, kind of mean-mugging him, and then kind of laughing it off right after this. I can't play the full video for it, but it's a really great video, very funny. They're obviously still on good terms, and Ime Udoka spoke about it after the game last night, had some fun words to say, saying, quote, "I was just messing with him. I'd been talking to him the whole game," and vice versa. So Dillon Brooks not letting up on his former coach. They're just having some friendly banter, some friendly word exchanges, and something that was known for no. Dillon Brooks was known for just being a talker, not being afraid to say what's on his mind. So it's good that these guys have a good relationship. Dillon Brooks had a pretty good game yesterday. I know he made like 4 consecutive shots at one point, so good for him. I'm glad he's thriving in Phoenix, but certainly missed here in Houston as well. As Jabari Smith Jr. Comments, quote, "It's always fun competing against him. I miss him, for sure. It was real fun and great to see him. The talking was just basketball." And he went on to say, "People make jokes about him, but I'm glad everyone's seeing now how talented he is and how much he can play, how important he is to this league and to every team he goes to." And once again, Dillon Brooks was an absolute amazing piece to have on this team for the time that we did have him, playing valuable defense, providing that spark, that hustle that we needed in certain times of certain games. And so it's good to see him thriving. It's good to see kind of everyone on a friendly page. Dillon Brooks had nice things to say as well, but he also had some other things to say about this Houston Rockets squad that, I might agree with, I might not. It's something that's just, he said, that is evident. He said, quote, "I've never seen so many flops being awarded on the other side. It honestly felt like I was playing basketball in FIBA, where you just get rewarded for flopping. That killed every single run we had. We couldn't be physical, but the Rockets were physical, grabbing, holding, and when we tried to do it, there were calls right away." End quote. And he might be right. I mean, he might be exactly right on this, and if he is, so be it. If he's not, he's not. I am glad that we are benefiting from these certain calls, right? The way that we play, the way that this is kind of going for us. We do have FIBA players, right? We have Şengün, everyone's a FIBA player technically, but guys like Şengün who plays on the Turkey team and plays in those games, and so some of those things translate. And if the refs are going to call it, the refs are going to call it. I would like to see this team maybe not do that as much, just as a viewer wanting to be entertained. But in terms of basketball, if it's working, it's working. If that's how you put points on the board, if that's how you get to the free throw line, if that's how you get into the bonus, make some other guys on the other team foul out, I'm all for it, right? As long as it benefits the Rockets, I am all for it. If that's the way this team wants to play. We see the Thunder do it a lot, or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for that matter. But if the refs are calling it, if it's a foul, if there's contact, if you know how to draw that contact, then by any means, right? Have at it. Do your thing. Now we can get into the details of, was that a touch? Was that contact? Was that a foul? All those things. But at the same time, basketball is basketball. Refs are going to call what the refs are to call. Glad that the Rockets are on the benefit side of this and we're able to score some points off of those foul calls. But nevertheless, right, the Rockets are a good team. They had to still win the game. They were able to put up points on the board as well as play some pretty solid defense, holding the Phoenix Suns to 92 points, which I will take any day of the week. But that was a pretty solid performance from these guys, despite being, without Dorian Finney-Smith, of course, who will return soon, hopefully, and of course without Kevin Durant, who is on a 2-game hiatus. And so with that, that wraps up this video of Rockets Digest. If you want to give your comments on what you thought about these guys' play yesterday during that Phoenix Suns game, go ahead, leave them in the comments. I'm happy to read them and discuss them on the next episode of Rockets Digest. Until then, I'm your host, Donovan Ricondo, and we'll see you on the next one.